Good to have 4 Seasons on your side.
Hi, I'm Matthew Hess, the President and CEO of 4 Seasons Pest Solutions. And if you take anything away from today's video, I hope it's that you understand the importance of maintaining a safe distance from wildlife, especially raccoons. Keep you, your family, your pets, and your livestock as far away from raccoons as is possible. By doing so, I believe that it'll keep you, your family, and your pets much safer and much healthier. Join me as we discuss the importance of trapping and eliminating raccoons from your property in the summer months.
Any pest, any season, we're the solution.
The summer months are great for outdoor activities like swimming, getaways, barbecues, sports, and even wildlife viewing. And humans become more active during these months, and so do many animal species. And among those species is the raccoon, or Procyon lotor. During this heightened activity, there are many reasons why nuisance raccoons should be promptly and professionally removed from your property. While raccoons do play a pivotal role in our ecosystem, they must be observed and kept at a distance from humans. Now, their diet of insects, mice, birds, and carrion not only help reduce pest populations, but also quicken the decomposition of decaying animal matter. Besides these, raccoons have also long been hunted for food, fur, and fun. And these facts make the raccoon beneficial to humans and an important part of many cultures. So as the days grow warmer and the nights grow shorter, the spring pups are now being weaned and they're venturing out on their own. Now, these young raccoons may not be as experienced as their mother, but they are well trained and they're quite inquisitive. The mother has assisted her young by teaching them where to feed and where to nest. And the problem is, though, if mother is a nuisance raccoon, the young will probably follow in her footsteps as well. And that means that your attic and your crawl space is fair game. Raccoons are a very dexterous animal, and they're able to cause serious destruction in and around homes and businesses. And this poses several problems. Now, to avoid destruction from these intelligent but troublemaking bandits, it's advised that prompt removal take place. Even young raccoons, they'll soon become adults, and it won't take long for them to have pups and train them in their nuisance ways as well. So stopping them at the first sign of a problem can actually save thousands of dollars in damages and quite possibly medical expenses. Now, how could it save in medical expenses? Well, many people find raccoons quite cute, fluffy, and some find them harmless. But you'll quickly find out differently if you try to pet or hold a wild raccoon. These animals are dangerous and they're potentially disease-infested animals, and it's actually illegal to feed them or try to make them into pets. But more importantly, these thieving trash pandas aren't the friendly sort. They would actually prefer to bite you than to be your pal. And if you try to pet or pick one up, you'll get a first-hand glimpse at just how aggressive they can truly be. And as a matter of fact, every year, hundreds of people fall victim to raccoon bites, scratches, and close calls, simply because they're uneducated on the dangers of wild raccoons. So it's important to understand the nature of these creatures so that we can avoid potentially dangerous encounters. With that in mind, I want to talk briefly about some of the dangers that they actually pose. Now, raccoons are known carriers, transmitters, and sources of several illnesses and diseases. Among these are canine distemper, canine parvovirus, Edwardsella, septicemia, feline distemper, leptospirosis, rabies, salmonella, and tularemia. Each of these come packed with their own unique characteristics and complications. And understanding just how serious these illnesses and diseases can be ought to warrant a desire to remain a safe distance from any wild raccoon. However, even if we ignore all the possible diseases and illnesses except rabies, raccoons are still a threat. As the leading carrier of rabies in the U.S., a bite from a raccoon could mean infection and should prompt a rabies vaccination right away. It's actually estimated that more than 20% of raccoons are suspected to have the rabies virus. So that means 1 in 5 raccoons likely have rabies. That makes the raccoon a viable threat to humans. Even your pets and other animals are at risk when raccoons are present, and these masters of disguise are also the #1 transmitter of distemper to domesticated animals. So 20% of all raccoons are suspected to carry rabies. That means that if you reach out to pet or touch a wild raccoon, you have a 20% chance of contracting rabies if you're bit or scratched. Petting that little raccoon or even getting too close could mean serious medical complications and even death to you, a loved one, or a pet. Now, with that behind us, let's talk about their diet, because obviously raccoons are wild animals and their diet would instinctively consist of naturally occurring foods, right? But that can all change when raccoons become the notorious trash bandits that many urban dwellers know them to be. And once they begin to invade these urban environments, they get a taste for the foods that we eat. A raccoon's diet in an urban environment can include any food source that you, your pets, or livestock consume. And, as a matter of fact, anything left to waste. So during the warmer months, our scraps produce a much greater aroma in our garbage, which can lure raccoons in for an easy meal. As we see here, they're very opportunistic creatures, and they won't shy away from your back patio or your front porch just because you're around. In fact, they are often known to stand their ground and even attack when they feel threatened, and that can make for a seriously dangerous situation, especially in the dark when they're most active. As fall approaches, their need for food actually increases. Building in additional fat layers to prepare for their torpor, a type of hibernation, becomes a priority to the raccoon. During the colder months, raccoons slow down and they have long periods of inactivity so that they might conserve vital resources. But food scraps in our garbage is such an easy meal that these little terrorists can't resist. So this makes the need to eliminate raccoons from your property actually much more important during the warm months of summer as opposed to the cooler months of fall and winter. Additionally, it's important to practice some preventative measures anywhere we can. Prevention methods can include raccoon-proofing your garbage cans, eliminating entry points into your attic or crawl space, putting away your pet and livestock feed at night, and just overall keeping your property clean. In many cases, it's much the same as in bear country. Anything that would attract a bear, we could probably say would also attract a raccoon. Not only will this help prevent raccoons, it'll also aid in preventing many other pests. Now, although prevention is the best method, many times it's not the route we end up taking. And discovering an invasion of these masked bandits in or around your home, it can be almost as disheartening as being a victim to human bandits. So whether you find these creatures intimidating or cute and fluffy, the facts are just as real and just as serious. The need for removing any nuisance raccoons is of utmost importance, especially in the summer months at the height of their activity. Now, if you or someone you know are encountering nuisance raccoons, our experienced nuisance wildlife control experts are ready to help. Leave the dangers of trapping wild animals to the professionals here at Four Seasons Pest Solutions, and enjoy your summer without the threat of raccoons. And as we always like to say here, it's okay to live among pests, but you don't have to live with them. Give us a call and see why everybody's saying that it's good to have Four Seasons on your side.
It's good to have 4 seasons on your side.